What is up, Starter Family? It's your boy Blue, coming back to you guys with a pretty cool video today. In past videos, I haven't really given my thoughts on cards, mostly just sets. So today, I wanted to give you guys Blue's top 10 Sword and Shield alt art cards. And it's not what you guys expect, so stick around, because it's going to be a pretty cool video. I think it's going to be pretty unique. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have a card and a set, in my opinion, that might be the most underrated in the Sword and Shield era. It didn't really get a lot of love, but my first card is going to be Zeraora V Alt Art. It's Zeraora in the snow. It looks amazing. It's almost like touching the sun. It's a great card. Chilling Reign didn't really get the love that it deserved in the Sword and Shield era, but now it's starting to get more expensive as, you know, it kind of starts to get out of print. I think it's a set that deserves a lot more hype than it gets, and it starts to list off with a great card. Coming in at number 9, we have a card that is one of the most underrated alt arts in all of Sword and Shield. It is a card that I've been preaching is one of the best alt arts in all of Fusion Strike, and that is Celebi V alt art. It's flying through a snowy terrain, and it is a great looking card. It's not that expensive as well. It, to me, reminds me of a Chilling Reign style card, which may be why I like it so much. It's not that expensive, so you want to pick it up. It's just a lot of attention to detail to this card. I think that it gets overshadowed by the Espeon and the Gengar in this set, but it is still one of the coolest alt arts in the Sword and Shield era. Coming in at number 8, we have Galarian Slowbro V. A card that looks like it was drawn by a kindergartner. It just looks great. It's hand-drawn. It looks like it was colored in with a crayon, and I could not like this card more. It's just a beautiful card. I'm a big fan of colors. I love when a card is super colorful, and that's why Galarian Slowbro makes my list at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies. This card, to me, is a great card because it has Zinnia in it, Rayquaza flying off in the background. It has something going on. It's telling a story. And that's why I like it so much, and that's why it's at number 7. Because unlike the VMAX, which is flying through the mountains, it is cool. To me, the V is cooler because Zinnia's walking off looking dope. It's telling a story as opposed to the VMAX, which isn't really telling a story. It's just kind of a snapshot of a Pokemon, and that's why it makes my number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have Mr. Sleepy Man himself, Tyranitar V from Battle Styles. This card has been my chase for the longest time. I've not even sniffed it. I've not gotten close, and I've opened a lot of Battle Styles in my time. This card was the first alt art that I chased. Battle Styles was when I got to college, and I really got into collecting it. It was my chase for so long, and wow, I have not even sniffed it yet. I've not gotten close, but it is sleeping. It's on his back. It's just lounging. It just is kind of my spirit animal in a sense, and that's why it is at my number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have the best alt art in Fusion Strike, Gengar VMAX. It looks so much better than the Espeon, in my opinion. It's kind of like sucking up the whole world.
What do you mean by that?
Gengar is one of my favorite Pokemon, and the colors involved in this card, to me, make it better than the sleepy Espeon. I don't know why. Like, Espeon just didn't push it over the top for me. Like, Espeon's a very cool card, but Gengar, to me, just trumps that card. It just looks cooler. It's more colorful. There's more going on. I think there's more attention to detail in this card, and that's why it is at my number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Batman himself, Noivern, swooping down in the cityscape. Something about this card is very ominous. It's very just mysterious and brooding and dark. It's very much like a Batman. It's a lot like the Mewtwo from Pokemon 151. It's very similar to that vibe. It's a cityscape. It's Noivern in its natural habitat. It's a snapshot of a Pokemon in action, right? It's telling that story. And that, to me, is why alt arts are so cool, is because it's telling the story of what a Pokemon is doing, and you see the full picture. But it's diving. It's doing, like, the kick. Noivern is such a cool card, and that's why it's my number 4. At number 3, we have Giratina V from Lost Origin. I've not even come close to playing this card. I want it so badly. It looks amazing. It is the best card in Lost Origin, and it's one of the better new alt arts, in my opinion. It's just great. It's just great. The colors, like, you could tell they, like, match the colors around the Giratina to the Giratina itself. And, like, the elusiveness of the card is why it comes in at my number 3. It just looks awesome, right? It just looks amazing. It deserves that spot because of the art. It just does. Coming in at number 2, this one might ruffle a couple feathers. It's going to be Sylveon VMAX from Evolving Skies. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. Where's Umbreon? Where's Espeon? Personally, I think Sylveon VMAX is the most evolution alt art that we've seen in the Sword and Shield era. To me, it has more evolutions in it. The Umbreon and the Espeon are a little overhyped, in my opinion. I think Sylveon does it better. Is it because I pulled it? Maybe I'm a little biased. But, like, let's be honest. If you actually look at the card, there's so much more going on. There's the Vaporeon, there's the Eevee, there's the Marshadow. There's so much more going on in these cards. To me, it's about the story that it's telling, and it just has more Eevees in it. Like, it is the mascot of the evolutions in terms of alt arts. Like, it's the best evolution alt art, and that's why it makes my number 2. I personally am a bigger fan of it than the Moonbreon and the Espeon from Fusion and Evolve. I'm more of a fan of the Sylveon. My honorable mentions are Origin Form Palkia from Astral Radiance, because it's like that cool time dimension. It just looks awesome. It's like a chess game almost. It has like that chess vibe to it. It has like the checkered ground. It's better than the Dialga Origin Form, and I know that's a hot take. It just is. And I think it's the best alt art in Astral Radiance. We have Lugia V alt art from Silver Tempest. There's not much more to be said about that card. It's just awesome. It's so ominous. It looks like, it really does look like such the menacing beast that it is. It shows the overwhelming nature that is Lugia, and I think Lugia is often seen as this tame Pokemon. This card really shows the pure power. And then we have Espeon VMAX from Fusion Strike. It is a very cool card. It's just not my favorite. These 3 cards don't make the top 10, but they are very, very cool cards. It's just a personal preference, but these 3 cards do not make my top 10. Coming in at number 1, we have Blaziken VMAX from Chilling Reign. It is one of my first starters ever, one of my first final evolutions. I stole Mr. 151's Emerald cartridge back in the day, restarted his game, picked Torchic, and it was my first completed game ever. Blaziken has so much sentimental value to me, and that is why it makes my number 1. It also just looks awesome. It's like Blaziken on top of a tower. Like, there's really is like nothing cooler than Blaziken on this card. It is the best alt art, in my personal opinion, in the whole Sword and Shield era. That might be a hot take. People are gonna be like, where's Umbreon? I get it. It's personal preference. I want this card. I have not pulled it yet. I really, really, really want to pull this card, and that's why I think that this card deserves my number 1 spot, because it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It looks amazing, and it's super hard to pull, and I haven't pulled it yet. And hopefully one day we'll pull it. I want to open some more Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign is just one of those sets that really doesn't hit that much, but one day I will pull it. Starter family, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 list. Let me know what you agreed with, what you didn't. If it was a miss, let me know. If my takes are valid, let me know. I really appreciate it. Also, Thanos, if you're watching at this point, happy Cotton Candy Day, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.
All right. That's amazing.